Siddharth, let's get the snowball rolling here. Tell the viewers and educate the viewers about the timing, the significance, and how crucial is this Pax Silica? How critical is control over critical minerals and chips for true AI leadership? Can India lead this artificial intelligence architecture without securing this upstream supply chain? Will Pax Silica meaningfully improve India's access? And we're talking about advanced fabs, AI infrastructure, frontier models, or is it more of a diplomatic framework that we see on our television screens?
I think if the 20th century was actually defined by oil and energy, I think the 21st century is going to be defined by compute and silicon. So I think that's actually been the core aspect and the reason why India decided to end up actually joining this particular alliance as well. In order for India to end up actually leapfrogging the current technological limitation that it has, it does need to end up actually learning from the best. It does need to end up actually investing with the best. It does need to end up actually designing with the best as well. And the US and the framework that they've actually gotten as of now, in Taiwan as a non-participant signatory for that particular, it's a non-signatory participant, sorry, for that particular matter, means that a good chunk of the world's entire supply chain, when it comes to design, when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to raw materials, when it comes to integration, is actually part of this entire piece. If you look at the opposite of this, which is actually aligning with China, China's actually decided on a model that is completely self-contained to end up actually serving the domestic market, getting incubated that way, reaching the economies of scale, and then actually scaling forward also. So the choice actually become fairly apparent. Either you go towards an open market infrastructure that India has been pivoting towards, or you go towards a closed market infrastructure where you are actually contingent on the vagaries of the Chinese policy. And if you look at the historic relationship between both the countries also as of now, China has been a lot more inimical to us compared to the US. So it is the right choice. It's a structural alignment while retaining the flexibility of diplomacy that India has always maintained to end up actually striking different alliances with different people.
I don't understand artificial intelligence as well as many of the netizens out there. And there are several critiques, on social media. They say joining a trusted tech coalition could accelerate India's ecosystem. But then on the other hand, it's the big Impact AI Summit that's been underway. And people have been constantly talking about AI sovereignty. So does it also risk dependence on Western compute and standards when someday Washington suddenly says, okay, no more GPUs, no more TPUs. What happens then? Does our AI growth come to a grinding halt?
I think this is not an exclusive partnership. I think that's the most important component that's there. It's about learning from the best. It's about actually delivering on those particular aspects as well. And India's had a studied history of actually being non-aligned. Even during the Cold War also, when we had two large warring camps, we played well with the US. We actually played well with Russia as well, even though we ideologically aligned a lot more with Russia because of the socialist tendencies also. I think even when it comes to this, it's not exclusive. India does maintain its sovereignty. India continues to develop its own sovereign models, develop its own supply chain when it comes to silicon as well as its own design and execution capabilities also. So this is an accelerant. It's not actually a capitulation to the past that be. And I think social media is a terrible barometer for mood because you see these small minority voices who are just contrarian for the sake of being contrarian end up actually becoming the loudest over there. I think it's a strong strategic move. We retain our flexibility, we learn from the best, and we get the acceleration that we as a nation actually deserve.